Had I done that, and I might not have been able to deliver the way I didn't think I could, I might not be sitting here talking to you all. My career might have been over. See, I love who I am. I love what I've become. And most of all, I have nothing but respect for those who have followed me from 1977 up to 2003. I'm not going to change mine for nobody. I'm not going to put myself down to build somebody up. I owe my craft to my fans. I owe my craft to all the people who've been following me all those years. They had nothing to do with Russell, but they thought so. And all the following comedians followed him and beat me up and called me names and said I was this, that, and the other, because that's the way they was happy that Russell was mad at me. But eventually, like anything else, he'd get over it. And he did. See, once again, I ain't soliciting for no friends. I'm a comedian. I tell jokes, and if you get angry at that, well, that's your problem. Because personally speaking, I run my own race. What somebody else does is no concern to me. Will God take you? I can't be a part of that. Whatever God give you ain't got nothing to do with me. Only thing in America is I have to be my best. I have to be first honest with myself in order for me to be honest with you. Lying to you is an injustice. That's like lying to myself. And that's the worst thing you can do in your life. And I ain't gonna start that for nobody. So they sabotaged my show and went on the road, and people came to my show and they threw peanuts at me all night and they heckled my show and the whole 9 yards, but it was okay. I got over it. Got through it. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to you. Talking to you about something that I ain't never really shared with a whole lot of people. So I must really be comfortable that I'm able to sit down in this little booth and talk to you all, the whole world. Well, I ain't doing it for no applause. I ain't doing it for no sympathy, because sympathy ain't nothing but a sucker emotion. That's all it is. Whatever you decide to do, all you gotta do is make up your mind, go do it. But you can't hear the voices. See, the voices around you will tell you that you ain't, because everybody wants you to be where they are. No one wants you to step out that circle, that rim. If you do, oh, you think you're better than us. Well, unfortunately, you are. Jesus was better than a lot of people. Moses was too. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, so ain't nothing wrong with being better. I just thought I'd spit some venom to you. Well, I cover a lot of things. Oh, I forgot to tell you about Red Fox. Well, I used to go to Los Angeles. A friend of mine, she had tickets. I couldn't afford to go to L.A., but, you know, everybody kept telling me if you want to be a comedian, you got to go to L.A. Well, I used to go and try to keep my ear close to the ground and things like that. And this was in the late 80s, right before I quit Wonder Bread and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I won the Miller Lite Comedy Search. I was getting kind of hot. And I went to Vegas at the High Sierra Hotel. It was a hotel at the end of the strip, all the way at the end. Red Fox used to literally own that hotel. He used to perform down there, and I was on the television where they show you who's performing in Vegas, and Red Fox. Oh, man, I said, I got to go see Red Fox. So we ordered tickets and everything, so we got there. It was a long line, and all of a sudden, a little short white Jewish man. He had a very low-key voice. The crowd was kind of hostile. That was kind of strange for Vegas. They were pushing and shoving. He was a little bitty man, maybe about 5'3", 5 bald head, had glasses. He get back, please, ladies and gentlemen, get in line, you know. And my big ass, you know, I said, come on, Ronnie, come on. I said, everybody get back, please get back. Stop this kind of foolishness, please get back. He said, thank you, sir, thank you. The door opened. I thought I was helping him calm the crowd down. The crowd calmed down. And the door opened. This lady came out, and I caught it and kept it open. And I told Rhonda, I said, come on. She said, no, Rhonda, you know, Rhonda, she's too straight up. She said, no. I said, girl, come on. I grabbed her arm, and we started running down the hall. Door closed behind us, and we running. And she kept saying, we're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. I said, just come on. Now, to show you how dumb we are, we had tickets. So what the fuck was we sneaking for? I don't know. So we running, and all of a sudden this door is wide open. We run past, and guess what? Red Fox is sitting there. Head down, his head is inside his hand. And I said, that's Red Fox. She said, no, it ain't. I stepped back and I knocked on the door and I said, excuse me, Mr. Fox. He looked at me like, yeah, how you doing? He said, boy, I'm sick. I'm real sick. Oh, my stomach killing me. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight, but I got to do it. I said, Mr. Fox, I said, I don't mean to disturb you. I'm a comedian from Chicago. And now I wasn't saying this so he could put me on. I was just introducing myself because I did the history, him being from St. Louis and living in Chicago, you know, and then going to New York. So I had my homework down. Once again, I was a student of the game. And he said, you're a comedian? I said, yes, sir. He said, you want to go up tonight? And I'll let you do 5 minutes. 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you get off. Now, here go Lorraine and Mary McCullough. Always be prepared. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. A liar is no good. Now, had I lied or made that up, I wasn't expecting him to come to me and say anything like that. What if I wasn't ready and gone upstage and made a fucking fool of myself? I never might have been able to reach my potential. I was shocked and nervous at the same time. So I said, yes, sir, thank you. Rhonda looked at me, her mouth dropped. You gonna do it, you gonna do it. I put my foot in my mouth. I said, yeah, I gotta do it. Slappy White walked in. He looked at me up and down, stared at me. Red Fox said, this is a comedian from Chicago. What's your name? I said, Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac. I want to give him 5 minutes. I want you to let him introduce him. Let him go up, Slappy, and see what he got. Slappy looked at me. He gave me a look like, fuck you. He said, look, man, I don't know who you are, you slick bastard. When I call your name, you go up and you get the fuck off. When I give you the light, you hurry up and you get off. You got me? I said, yes, sir. Well, showtime. They saw my wife to her seat. Another white comic, one of Red Fox buddy. Forget his name, but he was much nicer to me than Slappy. He said, go kill him, young man. And he winked at me. I could have ran. I'm telling you, I could have ran out that door and never returned. I might have ran out and never saw Rhonda again. Slappy White went on stage and he said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to the Red Fox Show. And he did a few little laughs and everything. He said, this next motherfucker, I don't know who he is. I never had the privilege of seeing him. I don't like him. Red Fox, he'll pet a dog in a damn minute. Well, I'm going to bring this dog up. He's supposed to be a comedian from Chicago. Please give a warm applause for Sack Attack, Mac, Jack. Who gives a fuck? Just come on out here like that. Audience falling out. I go up, I'm nervous, man. I'm telling you, I'm inexperienced. Because I'm caught off guard, y'all. And I'm talking to y'all because I'm just telling you like it is, okay? And I'm sitting up there, man. I'm doing my routine. I heard that first laugh. I kept going. I heard that second laugh. Then I heard a third laugh. And you see, if you can remember Red Fox, remember how he used to look at Lamont when Lamont and him was, together on the same page? He looked at Slappy and he winked at him. Like he was so happy for me. He said, go, boy, go. Red Fox gave me the finger to keep going. Because I was so nervous, although the last was coming, I couldn't wait to get off that damn stage. Let me tell you something, that 5 minutes felt like an hour. Red Fox kept telling me to go on, go on. Y'all, when I got through performing, I did 15 minutes. Though people was hollering and screaming and clapping, I was in shock. I was too in shock to feel good. Red Fox patted me on the back, Slappy White walked right past me and gave me a side eye and told the mic, he said, the motherfucker did good, didn't he? He said if he wasn't, I was going to shoot his ass. He said, Red, don't bring nobody else up here. Last week, Red brought his mother. She been dead for 30-something years. Oh, man, he was funny. He was funny. Red Fox looked at me and he said, you did good. You did good. And it was ironic because the Miller Lite Comedy Search was held in Chicago and Red Fox started it. 87, 88, 89, and the winner will go to Las Vegas and open up for him. 89 was when I did it. In 1990, the comedian submitted my name for the Miller Lite Comedy Search, and Red Fox didn't do it anymore. And I won it. And the prize was $3,000, in which I put my daughter's name for college, the biggest payday of my life. You figure it out. I told you about my daughter. I wanted a boy, but when I saw my daughter, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, some people, don't want to be parents. My mother used to always tell me, I ain't here to be no popularity contest. To my mother and my grandmother, I want to say thank you, really, for being the man and the woman of my life and being a parent. See, parents don't want to be parents no more. They want to be friends, buddies. My grandmother told me the truth. My mother died when I was 15, but she put so much knowledge in my head, it was unbelievable. She was strong. She used to tell you, I ain't here to be liked. I'm here to save your life. And that's why I took a page out of my grandmother and my mother's book in terms of the raising my daughter. My daughter thought I was so hard on her. But my daughter her and I have never had a problem in terms of where we stood with one another. Now she respects me more than ever now that she's a woman, she's married, she got a husband, and she told me, man, 3 months ago, prior to me doing this voiceover, that she really truly appreciated me being the father that I was. Because she thought I was hard on her. Because we grew up with, and I instilled it in her, don't tell me what they doing. They will get your ass whooped in my house. They doing it. Everybody else doing it. My grandmother couldn't stand that. She would slap you right in the mouth. And she was so animated about it, she would tell you, don't tell me what everybody else is doing. You're not everybody else. Grandma, I thank you for that. Because without that, I wouldn't be who I am. Standing up and being a man and believing in something and having honor back. I gave that to my daughter, and you know what? She's a replica of me. My daughter, she did it. I can't take no credit. Having one child, it might be a little easier than being a parent than 2 and 3, because now you're dealing with 3 personalities versus 1. But I say this, I am proud I had the strength and the tutelage and the background to have Mary, Eleanor McCullough, and Lorraine McCullough in my life, because my daughter would not have turned out to be the way she is today. I did not do it. I can't take credit for something that I didn't do. When you see my daughter, you see her grandmother and her great-grandmother. I just passed the baton. So I thank you for your ear. I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy me telling my story because it came from my heart. It's not about sales. It's about truth. And that's how I became the Mac Man. All the movies, all the stand-up, I give my thanks to the people. Hollywood didn't make you. Hollywood didn't make me. But I have to be honest with all the people who's listening, you all made me. Television show is my life. All the trial and tribulation prior to that, I gave you my life. So once again, I am extremely grateful for everything that's in my life and able to share it with all of you all out there. So thank you. From the Mac Man, Bernie Mac.